Hey everybody, and welcome to the Words Unsaid, or the Inner Self read, and the Inner World read for what the midweek check-in for August 3rd through August 9th of 2022. That's funny. So always that these take what resonates and leave what doesn't. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, get the word out there. And if you'd like to donate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, MetaPay, I'm going to go ahead and just try this. So what I'm doing is basically I'm going to go ahead and translate this. Okay. And what I do is I take the shapes and the negative spaces and I go around with that. So that's the message today. Don't worry, guys. I'll explain it. So what I'm seeing here, okay, is sexual energy, clairaudience, clairvoyance as well. Spiritual sexuality as well, gender identity, seeing is believing kind of mentality going on in your inner world. Like, you say something to yourself, or you say you're going to do something, and then your inner self's like, yeah, I'd like to see it to believe it. I don't believe you're going to do it unless I see you do it, because the past shows that you haven't done it, so what goes around comes around, kind of a deal. It also looks like there's this long pause between what you want to happen and what is truly happening for you. It looks like you're almost tired of waiting. You're getting really impatient. It seems like there's some sort of loose screw that's happening, or something that just doesn't quite click. Looks like you're losing a race that you never were meant to get into, basically. V's are very important. Gatekeepers, guardians, your inner self, your inner guardian wants you to know that there's going to be some feeling of tightness in your chest and in your gut and in your intuition and in your throat, because of all the stress you've been taking on, a lot of tension you've been taking on, a lot of repressed sexual energy that you just haven't let out properly yet. I'm not talking like masturbation or anything like that, but like actual healing sessions. If you use masturbation techniques or anything like that, by all means, more power to you. But this is talking more along the lines of using it as a coping skill rather than a healing skill. Being aware of low vibrational tactics and lowbrow antics, sharp wit and witty banter are going to help you through things. SS, stick out. So hate speech, anti-Semitism, parallels between Nazi Germany in 1936 and 1945 and now, especially in the United States of America. It looks like there's going to be some form of barrier due to sweeping statements or ad hominem attacks or generalized fear-mongering based off of like generalized statements that you don't know about. Educate yourself, basically. Second grade sticks out. Like, in second grade something must have happened, and it's just repressed memories that you may not remember, but they keep coming up and bugging you, especially since like 2022, or your last awakening within the last 22 months or so, or since the 22nd date of July, or even something that's going to happen on the 22nd of August. Fun fact, I get to go to the fair. The first day is the 22nd of August. Being aware of the big dick energy, we shall say. And working on your fear of dicks, or working on your fear of sex, or working on your fear of intimacy, working on your fear of being naked, or working on your fear of voyeurism. This isn't always like physical. It could be like within yourself. Like if you're told within yourself, okay, get yourself naked. Like raw, unfiltered, like all you, like when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, didn't realize they were naked, but not that ignorant. Just being aware of how you come off to others and how you appear to others has been quite a downfall, but it's also helped you shape who you are today. It looks like there's going to be some form of overlap or overlay between what's happening inside you and what you see outside. So if you don't pay attention to it on the outside, it'll hit you on the inside. If you don't pay it on the inside, it'll hit you on the outside. This isn't for everything. This is just what's been happening within the last 2 to 3 weeks, or 2 to 3 months, or 2 to 23 months or so. Work hard. Woke up. She woke up. That's what it says. She woke up. Means different things for different people. It also says work. Just a bunch of words differently. That's going to pop up to different people. Vines. Wins. RJ. Letter B. A ladle, like a soup serving spoon, lunch lady positions, service industries, food industries, pretty much what's cooking in the kitchen. Rat in the Kitchen, the movie, and like it feels like there's a rat within the kitchen, basically. Within how you get your nourishment, within how you speak to yourself, within the nutrients in which you give your soul. Something within that is malnourished due to like the overlapping. Being able to turn on a dime and flip your story around to match the narrative is going to be broken free as well. So that's going to be some like epiphanies and such that are going through of what truly happened versus how you remember it happening. It doesn't mean that you remembered it wrong. It's just your mind wanted to play tricks on you or create the illusion that you were not the victim or that you are the victim. This is not saying that you weren't the victim at the time. It's just saying that it's not your fault anymore and you need to move forward. It's not to invalidate anybody's feelings. It's not to circumvent around what can happen and what should happen and all that. But it's one of those things that within the next 2 to 5 days or 2 to 5 weeks, or by the 25th, should see some form of improvement within your shadow work. Otherwise, you're going to have this constantly repeating itself, constantly recycling itself, and constantly having fight the same battles, like codependencies on drugs, or over-reliance on roommates to pay the rent, or an addiction to video games, or picking at yourself, or whatever the case may be. Business ethics is going to be a big thing. Learning how you treat what is your business versus what isn't their business. So you're like not oversharing or anything like that. Keeping secrets, keeping things private would be wise and beneficial as well. So people are easy to manipulate when they're asleep. So just the more awareness you bring to yourself and what's going on around you and within you, the less circumstances you'll be less prepared for. So the more preparation you have, for the more you know. Don't play the fool. Don't be the fool. Jester's privilege is not the time to play around right now. So just know when is a good time to play that role, when it's not. Laziness, sloth, and the name's Sven, S-V-E-N, stick out. S's, V's, E's, and N's, and W's. Words matter. I won't leave that easily. So just be aware of all that. That's what I'm getting for what your inner self and inner world needs to know for the midweek of the 3rd through the 9th of August of 2025. So as with these, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Thanks for joining.